Good morning and welcome to Financial Friday. We are so glad you're here. I am Crystal Parker, the Financial Education and Community Outreach Ambassador for the Credit Union. And today I'm joined by Charity Rupp, our Marketing Manager. Welcome, Charity. It is so good to see you today.
Well, thank you for having me, Crystal. I'm delighted to be here on this beautiful Friday.
Today, we're going to talk about digital banking tips, some things that you need to know. I'm going to stop my screen share so that we can just have a conversation. But being that Charity is our marketing manager, she has some really great insights into the ins and outs of things that we should remember that we have as features of our digital banking app. Keep in mind, this app is the same online versus on your phone or tablet. It just looks slightly different, but the functionality is essentially the same, right?
Pretty much. I mean, there's a few little things that are a bit different. A few features like switching your profile in your app looks a bit different than PC. But I'd say explore it. It's very minute, but this is actually new to us. We just got it at the early part of the year, so we absolutely love our new digital banking. So if you don't have it already, you can look for it on your App Store or Google Play. But I just want to share like a couple of my favorite new features that we did not have in the past that I'm just so excited about. So I don't know about you, but I am terrible at remembering where I put my debit card. I have a habit of putting it in my pocket, especially until I wash my hands because of COVID. And I tend to leave it everywhere, and it infuriates my husband, and it's just kind of funny at this point. But so one of the new features that we have is the lock key. So if you go into your app, and you know that you have misplaced your debit card, but you're pretty sure you didn't lose it, you just left it, maybe it's in your washer or, bathroom floor because it fell out for taking a shower. Not that I speak from experience, but you can go in and lock it temporarily. So it's up to you. Now, during this time, transactions still go through, but the card itself, the physical card, cannot be used. So you can't go to Wawa. If someone picks up your card because it fell out of your pocket at Target and they try and go to Wawa and buy a coffee, you've locked it so they can't do that, but your bills will come through. So, it's a really cool feature, and I tend to use it way more than I probably should. But once I find my card, I go back and unlock it. Now, if you lose it, absolutely, we want you to order a new one, or if it's stolen, please report it. But this is a really cool feature for people like me who tend to, lose my car keys, which I don't have a car key app yet, so I need that. But so that's one of my favorite. I don't know, do you use that one, Crystal?
So to be completely honest, I am not the biggest debit card user. I tend to use my credit card. Credit Union has really great credit cards, by the way, but I tend to use my credit card the most, and then I just pay that off each month. But those few times that I do use a debit card, it's really nice to know that feature's available. I have noticed we have some members that will use that feature thinking it could just stop debits and credits from coming in, but that definitely does not. It just stops the card from being used.
Right. And then it gives you kind of that like a little peace of mind. So when you're searching around the house that someone's not out at Wawa getting your coffee because you dropped it at Target. So, it's a great new feature that we had that we did not have before. Another thing that I absolutely love is that you can find your routing number and your account number right in the app or your PC. So if you have to fill out paperwork and we're not there to answer your call or help you out, not that we don't want to look, but at 7:00 at night, it's hard to get a hold of one of us. You can actually look on your app, and each individual account will have the information you need to set up your direct deposits or tax information. And, if you, of course, need help finding that, you can give us a call or go on your new secured message.
Finding that information in the app is so nice. I don't know if folks know this, but you can always find our routing number on the information section of the app, and it's on our website without having to log into digital banking. If you're on the full desktop version, it's in the bottom left-hand corner, or if you're looking at the mobile version of our app, you'll just scroll all the way down to the bottom, but our routing number is there. The financial educator in me always sees this as a teaching moment, but your routing number is identifiable for the financial institution. So each bank or credit union has their own. And so that number is what you'll put in for the routing number. But then each account, as Charity mentioned, does have that self-identifying account number. And if you click just on your individual account that you need that number for, it will be right there. It's typically about a 7-digit number. But I think it's hugely helpful to have it there and not having to track somebody down to figure what that number is.
Right. Or give us a call, or,
Yeah,
because
you're
we
not
might not
waiting
be
on
there.
us. It's
Right.
right at your fingertips.
Not that we're not there to help you in any way, shape, or form when we're, of course, in operating hours.
I heard you mention secure messaging.
I
So
did.
tell me more about this.
I absolutely love this new feature. This is a really cool, it's a bit like a chat, but it's not necessarily live. So what happens is if you have a question about, you have a $39 charge and you have no idea where it came from, you can open up a ticket and ask us directly about that charge. So you just click on it and you start a message with us, and it's already, since you're securely already in your app or your PC, you goes directly. You don't have to give them any information. They can already see everything that you can see, and they can look into that for you and help you out and answer any questions. This is a great program. Now, it is not live. We do have live people looking at it. It's like calling into the contact center. If our contact center is closed because it's after hours, they'll look at it the next morning. So we generally try to get back in 24 hours, but it is a great feature, and you get a little notification on your phone once that's answered. And it's really funny. My 17-year-old son has an account. He wanted to ask a question about his account. I am physically in the other room that could probably have answered the question, and I see that he takes out a secure message and he talks to our contact center. So it's a great new feature. It's very secure. You even get to see a little bubble of the person you're speaking to, little face. So it's all in house. It's all taken care of by our wonderful, very, very, very wonderful staff. And we're really happy about it. I definitely wouldn't suggest using this thing, because you can go ahead and ask that question and move on about your day, and you'll get an answer, the next day if it's like 8 o'clock at night. So I don't know what this charge is. It's some Wawa coffee. I forgot to lock my card. I lost it. You can ask about it, and we can start that process a lot quicker. So, and then you don't have to call in. Of course, we want you to call in if you want to speak to somebody, but you can definitely, that's a great option.
That is hugely helpful, and such a great reminder that you can have that peace of mind in between when you have that question and you know you're going to get an answer.
Absolutely.
Oh, that's wonderful. Is there any feature that you think people forget about in digital banking?
I think, well, I don't know if they forget about it or maybe they're just not aware, but prior to the time we had the digital banking, we had e-statements or statements. And with the new system, you can't access the old system. So it does live off the system. All you have to do is look for your documents, and you can find your old statements. And I think a lot of people are not aware that they can do that. Also, your check, when you deposit a check, there's clear instructions on how to do it. And I think that's very helpful, because many times you have to put for deposit only at Henrico Federal Credit Union, and they tell you how to do that. And I think that's very helpful to endorse your checks and follow that guidelines. So those guidelines are there to help you to keep everything going smooth, get your deposits done, and take care of you, from the convenience of your phone or your computer.
That is a really great reminder. That is a super great reminder. Our new system has provided some really great updates in technology, but that information only goes back to March 1st. So if you've joined us after March, you don't know any different, but if you've been a longtime member with us, which many of you have been, that's a great reminder for all of us. Oh, Charity, this is some really great information and some great reminders. I am a huge user of digital banking. I love it. I can say after using the old app versus the new app, this one is so much faster. It's just amazing. I love it.
Oh, and the face identification. So one thing that we have is, if you have an Apple iPhone or one with a face, you can set it up so you can just look at it. Or if you still have the finger, you can do that as well. Or you can keep it manual. We work very hard to keep everything secure through two-factor authentication and all sorts of different things. But I love having my face, because I just click it. It sees my face, it knows me, it opens up. I don't have to remember my code. I can't remember my debit card. I'm pretty sure I can't remember my code. So it's a great feature that goes along with all the technology with our new smartphones and devices.
And I will say, my oldest daughter looks a lot like her mother. And that face identification really is tied to that individual person, because she will try and mess with my phone and try and use that facial identification, and it does not fall for her. So I know sometimes folks can be worried about that, thinking like, is my information really secure? But it is. And it's so easy. I mean, it's just amazing to touch the app and immediately I start seeing all of my information because it was able to identify me.
Well, it's really funny. My son put his fingerprint in, and when I switched phones, he can no longer, the face won't,
Oh,
because it's all set. So he used to get into my phone with his finger, and now he can't because
wow.
it's facial.
That's amazing. That's
Teenagers.
amazing. These are some really great reminders, Charity. Thank you so much for your time today. I really, really appreciate you joining us. For those of you who have not joined us for Financial Friday, we do this every Friday, minus holidays. So we'll take a break at Christmas and New Year's. But you can join us every Friday for Financial Friday, where this is your end of week update with some tips, tricks, and information to keep you financially sound and in the know. Thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you again next week. Have a great one, everyone.